For the pledge, and Chief, if you would lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and for coming, I'm going to start with Megan Wennick. Do you have anything for us, Megan? Laura Devine from our Human Resource Department, do you have anything for us?
Yes, I'd like to request an executive session with the board about a personnel matter and about a union contractual matter, please.
Thank you. Do you have anything further?
No.
Thank you, Laura. Emily Melski, Chief of Staff, do you have anything for the public?
We're taking applications for the farmers market this summer, so if anyone wants one, can email off me a call.
Thank you, Emily.
What's up?
Could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are you moving, or are we gonna move the bill again, or are we staying down the bottom?
We want to move it closer to the front of the new area of this building, kind of intermingled between all the stuff that's going on here to kind of work between inside and outside of this building to have traffic just in this whole area. So I haven't gotten the whole map done. I've been just like looking around for ideas.
My only concern with going to the hill is it's a little more difficult for older.
No, the safety concern still staying on the flat here is gonna just be flat, and then people will be able to see it from the road, but we're still gonna stay on flat land, yeah. We're not going up on the hill again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm, no problem.
Such a great idea.
We'll attract more.
Will attract a lot more.
Yeah, people will see it and remember every Thursday, because it's gonna be right
But
on
then our
top.
parking lot will be completed too. Speaking of parking lot, I have the plans for the parking lot and we'll put them on some poster boards so the public can see them when they come into the library. So a lot of people have concerns because this library is extremely busy. This building is extremely busy and people are concerned about the parking. Well, we received a $300,000 grant and that grant will be utilized upgrading the parking lot, and where the Qantas building was, we had to take that down. We're going to afford ourselves close to another 100 parking spots. So that construction will start in the spring, which is right around the corner, but 10 days away. Okay, I'm gonna get all the way down here to Lauren Massett. How are you, Lauren, today?
Good, Supervisor, thank you, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Do you have anything for us today?
Just two quick things, we are hiring for several part-time positions. Open interviews for summer employment will take place on March 20th from 10 to 12, and March 27th from 1:30 to 3:30. And summer registration is currently open for all programs. Space in all programs is limited. If you're unable to make our regular hours of operation and haven't been able to stop in during our special Saturday hours, our office will be open until 7 o'clock tomorrow, March 12th, for resident ID card issuance and summer program registration. More information on all that and more can be found on our website or our social media accounts.
Very good. Thank you, Lauren. Lauren, I have you here. Reverend Gossel has reached out. We want to pre-plan our school program where the public can bring in book bags and items for the school. He wanted to get a head start on it and have the drop-off be in this building. So we're going to give him your information and we're going to ask that you coordinate with him again for another successful program out of the Recreation Department. Thank you, Lauren. Steve Tanner, good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
I would just ask, you have an item number 2 on the agenda regarding the phase 5 and 6 of the sanitary sewers. If you could just give the board an update.
Absolutely. As the board is aware, we have several $1 million left in to cover the cost of this project. But in addition to that, the board taking a year off was helpful in getting additional grant financing because we originally had $1.6 million in grants and 0 interest loan for the remainder. We applied for a WQIP grant and got $1.3 million more. So $2.6 million of grant money will be reimbursed to the town upon completion of phases 5 and 6. This year's bid would be phase 5 area, which is basically Seneca Street from Main Street to Transit, along with subdivisions that come off of that and some backlots on Transit Road. We'll do our normal lining. There's a couple sewer repairs that have to be completed before we line. And then obviously, after they're done lining, they televise it and we, double check that to make sure everything's done in accordance with the plans and specs. It also includes manhole repairs. The engineer's estimate for that work, for the Phase 5 work for construction is about $1.8 million. Next year's Phase 6 is, right now, we're starting the design of it because the videos that the town crews complete were turned into us, and we'll have that project to DEC for approval, and we'll bid that early in the spring next year for next year's construction season. And I think that one's around 2.7 or 2.8, maybe a little bit more, for the Phase 6 area. So this year's what we're asking to put to bid is the Phase 5 area, like I said, Seneca Street from Main to Transit, along with some subdivisions that come off of Seneca, and some backlot sewers on Transit.
Board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Tanner?
Yeah, you said you had 2.8 million in grants, 2.6 in grants? How will that be applied to these projects? Is it just from the gross cost of the project, or?
It's based on a complete estimate that engineering, everything else, of $6.3 million that was put in with the grant requests. So assuming that that's what the total comes to, that's the total amount that you'll get reimbursed, is 1.6 from the water infrastructure grant and 1.3 from WQIP, but it's not going to be quite 1.3 because they actually take 25% reduction off of the WIA money that you get. So it'll end up being all total, instead of 1.6 plus 0.3, it'll end up being around $2.4 million total, 2.5.
And the bond we're talking about is the 2012 bond?
That's correct, and we saved back, I think we have about $5.2 million of funding in there. And then also, you guys had done some short-term financing for the amount of the sewer work that we're doing on East and West. Because once all that grant money comes back in and we spent this other money on the Phase 5 and 6 work, you'll have enough money to pay off that short term as well.
One more quick question then. I'm assuming that these are separate sewer districts involved here, maybe more than one. And I'm also assuming that any monies that we would borrow from our current 2012 bond would be charged to those sewer districts specifically.
As a total, the 2012 bonding was for work in sewer districts 5, 13, and 20. This first project, Phase 5, is wholly in sewer district 13. I am 99.9% positive that Phase 6 is 100% in sewer district 13 as well.
So you'll be able to confirm that for the public. There are some concerns about that.
For the Phase 6, yes, and for Phase 5, I can confirm that right now. So yeah, that takes care of that. I have one other item, if we're done with questions on the sewer.
Let's see, Mr. Hanley, do you have anything?
I just had one question. Are the subdivisions, the work in the subdivisions spelled out, or are they just the approaches into the subdivisions?
If it flows from the subdivisions to Seneca Street, it's spelled out. I just didn't write them all down because there's a couple different roads and streets involved, but it's anything that flows from the subdivisions to Seneca between Main and Transit.
Thank you, that's why I asked.
Okay, go ahead with your next question.
Or issue?
It's not really an issue, just to keep everybody informed. The East and West Road Reconstruction Project that the county is bidding is out to bid right now. Bids are received this Thursday. And then we'll let you know kind of the results of that, because the town's interest in that is the $750,000 of sewer repairs. So we'll check that against, what our estimate was, and, make sure we're in good shape there before there's an award announcement. In addition to that, I know that the town attorney is working on a memorandum of understanding with Erie County, and as stated before, we don't send any money to Erie County until that memorandum of understanding is clear between the town and Erie County to make sure that, everybody's fully covered.
Thank you, Mr. Tanner. Anything further?
I'm all set, thank you.
Very good, Mr. Tanner, good work. Tina Hawthorne, our town attorney, do you have anything for us today?
No, I don't.
Okay, sounds good. Gene Hart, Councilman Hart, do you have anything for us today?
Not right at this point.
Okay. Chief Dens, do you have anything for us?
Just two things, starting Thursday night at 1 o'clock, you can park in the streets again. Just watch the weather, we'd appreciate it if it was snowing heavy to stay off, but March 15th, the parking ban is over. And tonight is going to be our annual police awards night, right before the town board meeting. And, well, at the beginning of the town board meeting, I should say, 7 o'clock, and we should be through with that, I would think, within the first 15, 20 minutes. So thank you for giving me that opportunity again.
Thank you, Chief Dens. Jeff Baska, Building and Plumbing, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Do you have anything for us?
Not this afternoon, thank you.
Very good, thank you, Jeff. Jacqueline Felser, Town Clerk, do you have anything for us today? Matthew English is taking care of another issue, so he will not be joining us for this work session, but he will be here for the town board meeting. Councilman Hanley, do you have anything for us?
I do not, Supervisor.
Good, so then I am going to ask that we move into an executive session. The executive session is going to discuss an employee personnel issue along with a contractual issue. I need a second.
Second.
Anything on the question?
That's a private negotiations that went on with the union, correct?
I have no idea. It's an ask from HR, the contractual issue. It's an employee personnel contractual issue. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Okay.